Hello, world. Today we're giving newscaster, as you can tell by my glasses and my fit. Welcome to another episode of Future Award-winning Podcast. And yes, I will keep saying that until it becomes reality. Let me tell you something. I am your host, Deldrian. So, today has been a very hard day for me between work and just other things going on, To be honest with you, I was going to cancel on y'all. But, I love y'all. So I would never... Well, I ain't gonna say never because one day I may need to cancel. But for right now, I powered through my tough day. It's a Monday, Lord. Mondays are real. I powered through, and I'm here, to bring you another great episode of Let Me Tell You Something. So, if you've been living under a rock, there is a lot going on in the world, in the country this week, and I don't necessarily want to talk about that at this current time. I feel like there's been a lot of discourse about it, and very toxic discourse, very hateful discourse, and I really don't want to contribute to that at this particular time. So we are going to pivot, because one thing about Let Me Tell You Something, this is a space that is all encompassing. We talk about a lot of different things, and I want to inject a little positivity and a little fun and a little sass and a little, kiki in the midst of all of the noise. So, today's episode is called Deldrian's Favorite Things. Word to Oprah. Didn't Oprah have a thing about Oprah's favorite thing? Something like that. I believe so. If I didn't, sorry, lady. But yes, this is Deldrian's Favorite Things, and I'm going to go through some things that I like because, one, is my show, duh. And then two, I just want to spread a little positivity, and I hope if you come across this episode, which, by the way, if you didn't know, we are on YouTube now. The information is out in the world. So if you follow us, obviously, on Spotify and other places, the YouTube is there as well. So thank you for all the love. And I hope that you will include your own favorite things in the comments or wherever you listen, and it'll be a great time. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode, Deldrian's Favorite Things. So, here's it. One of the things that if you've listened to this podcast before, you've listened to episodes like Deldrian's Concert Kerfuffle or Deldrian's Music Museum, you know that I love music. And I am a concert, can't even talk, Lord. I am a concert boy. I love concerts. In fact, I just came off of a 3-concert bender in literally a week's time. I went to see Katy Perry, The Weeknd, and Chris Brown. Which, before y'all start, because don't come for me talking about why you seeing Chris Brown. Again, my mama is a Chris Brown fan. I like Chris Brown's music. I'm not a Team Breezy loyal member, but I'm not going to lie. When he started going deep into that catalog, baby, the members started coming back. But it was a great show. So, I'm a concert goer. And one of my favorite things that I love to do is I love music. And I love to listen. I literally play the same, 5 albums every day. Right now, I'm in a Sabrina Carpenter mood, which if you are a fan of Sabrina Carpenter, she just dropped her new album, Man's Best Friend. And that cover art had people in a tizzy because it's her on her knees getting her hair pulled. But is she getting her hair pulled? I really don't know. Because the way I'm looking at it now, it's looking like he's just holding her hair, but there was whole things about her setting back women and her playing into being submissive and all the other stuff. But honestly, I just think my girl just wanted to shock people, and the album's pretty good. So I'm in a Sabrina Carpenter phase. I'm loving that song Folded by Kehlani. Cardi B has a new album coming out this Friday, which by the time this episode comes out, it'll already be out, and I'm really excited about that. She just dropped the track list, and the legendary icon, the queen mother herself, Janet Jackson, is on the album, which, now, Cardi, I hope this is not a Janet Jackson sample and we're just using it to credit Janet Jackson, because that does happen when y'all be having people on these songs and it really just be a sample and you just use them to credit. So hopefully the iconic breathy queen herself gave us a little whisper on the track, Miss Jackson. So yeah, and then of course obviously the queen on Nika Tanya Mirage Petty, playing Pink Friday 2, Queen, Roman Reloaded, all the hits from the queen, playing that day and night, front to back. So, concerts. Why do I love concerts? I love getting to hear the songs that just are the soundtrack to my daily life live. Now, I hate when an artist doesn't perform the songs that I want to hear, but for the most part, most of the shows that I have been to recently, the artist has performed majority of the songs that I want to hear. Like when I went to go see Katy Perry, she performed all of the hits. E.T., Part of Me, Teenage Dream. I basically wanted to go hear the whole Teenage Dream album, and I more or less did. Chris Brown has a very extensive catalog, and he played all of the songs that I know and that I wanted to hear. And then obviously we have the queen bee herself, Beyonce, which I've seen Beyonce twice now for Renaissance and for Cowboy Carter. And she, for the most part, performed everything I want to. She did not do All Up in Your Mind from the Renaissance album on the night that I went. And Giselle, I'm still holding a grudge against that, but that's neither here nor there. But for the most part, she definitely did. And one of the things that I love, especially with an artist like Beyonce, I love when people are having a collective experience of joy, whether it be the cowboy theme of Cowboy Carter or the glitter and metallic silver theme of Renaissance. I just love seeing people come together for an artist that they love and just have a great time. Now, there are a lot of cons to concerts in terms of like transportation and pricing, but one of the joys is getting to be amongst fellow fans and make friends. Like, even though these are people that I'll probably never see again in life, I will always have these memories of sharing a dynamic experience of music with them. And that is the importance of music. Music brings us together. It is the soundtrack to our lives. It helps us through the good times, the bad times, the sad times, the hard times. And it really it acts as like a photograph of what's going on at the time. Yeah, you could always go back to a song and sometimes remember what you were going through when that song came out. And that is one of the things that I love about music. Music is eternal, and I would hope that I will continue to be in the position that I am now, to go to more concerts. I just bought my Ariana Grande ticket, which that was a lot. Now, I knew that trying to get tickets to see Miss Ponytail was going to be a dilemma. Shout out to Kelly Rowland and Nelly. I knew it was going to be a dilemma, but God don't play about me, and I don't play about the Lord, so he made a way, and I will be seeing Ariana Grande in Atlanta next year. Now, why would I buy a ticket a year in advance? God only knows, but you know what? Who cares? Because if all else fails, at least I know I was going to go. So, and then I'm going to see Brandy and Monica in November for my birthday, which I'm super excited about that. And hopefully, more people are announcing tours, so I hope I get to see more of my favorite artists. So, I love a good concert. I love music. I'm always listening. If you have any recommendations of artists that you would like me to listen to, please leave a comment, and yeah. So, what else do I love? Well, I made a list, so let's see what I have on the list for Deldrian's favorite things. Let me get into my phone. Travel. So, I did a lot more traveling. If you listen to Deldrian's travel tips in the preview from season 1, I love to travel, and I have done a lot of solo. Well, I haven't done a lot of solo travel. I've done a lot of solo traveling, like to Atlanta and things like that. But I'm in the process of trying to plan my birthday trip. I will be 31 years old this year. Whoop whoop, Sagittarius gang. Sag season. So I will be 31 in November, and I am planning my birthday trip. And I'm trying to decide where I want to go. And it's looking like I'll be going by myself. And one of the things that I love about travel in particular is I am from a small town. You don't need to know where I'm from because you're not going to do anything to me. But I'm from a small town. And I've always been fascinated with life outside of my town. I feel like for people that live in a small town, you're always dreaming about what life is like outside of where you're from. And so I'm always thinking about places like LA and Miami and New York and London, Paris, Japan, all these beautiful places. And I will be, hopefully, God willing, be able to travel to these places at some point in time. And so what I love about travel is just to have experience, just to go outside of my comfort zone, outside of my everyday life, and be in someone else's scene, someone else's environment, trying the different food and the different culture and seeing what the vibe is like. I remember when I went to LA, the vibe was very laid back. It was very beachy. It was very not super glamorous like I thought it was going to be, but it was chill. It was about when I went to New York. It was definitely hustle and bustle. People are always on the go. This action 24/7. Something's always going on. When I went to Vegas, it was also like New York. A lot going on all the time. Lights and action. People trying to sell you stuff. So there's always something going. One thing I love about travel is a hotel, honey. I love to lay up in a hotel. If I could have a career of just laying in a hotel and reviewing, that would be my dream job. When people ask what the dream job is, normally I would say I do not dream of having a job. I do not dream of labor. But if I had to have a dream job, it would be that. To just travel and be in a hotel. A hotel reviewer, giving sweet life of Zach and Cody. Just living in a hotel. And I just love living. Now, I don't play where I lay my head. So I don't mind spending a coin to have a nice room, especially now that the kid making money. Well, I ain't saying I'm making money. We're working on that. And that'll be a topic we get into, down the line. But I love to stay in a very nice hotel. I love to lay in a beautiful hotel bed. I love the amenities. I love seeing people have fun. Like with concerts, I like seeing other people have a good time. So whether it's at a hotel, at a concert, at a restaurant, one of my favorite things is to see other people experiencing joy. And the one thing about a hotel is it's almost like you're in a movie. It's almost like you're living a life that you don't normally live every day. It's like you're in a fairy tale. And as I've gotten older, I have really learned to just soak in these moments, because these moments can be fleeting. You never know what kind of position you're going to be in life. You don't know what kind of curveballs or obstacles life is going to throw at you. So enjoy life when you can. Book that trip. Book that show. Go to that concert. Go on that date. Do something fun. Not illegal, because we want you in jail. But embrace life. And while you find out what you want to do, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more of Let Me Tell You Something. Hi, if you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, let's keep this party rolling over across social media platforms. Follow the Let Me Tell You Something Instagram account, Let Me Tell You Something, LEMMETELL, the letter USUMTHING. Follow me over on TikTok at Deldrian, DELDRIAN AUTRY, or on X at Latristan1, LATRISTAN1. Now let's get back to more of Let Me Tell You Something. All right, we're back with more of Let Me Tell You Something. So, another thing that I love, I am a TV and movie buff. I feel like I am the last of a dying breed, if you will, because I am one of the people who enjoy watching cable TV. Let me tell you something. I will not give up my cable. You hear me? I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can love streaming, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, plus, minus. I don't care what it is, baby. I'm not giving up my cable. I was raised with cable, and I'm going to die with cable if I can help it. I'm not giving up my cable. I love to watch my shows and have my channels and do what I do. I am not a streaming guy. The only time I really stream something is if something is specifically on streaming, and that's all I can watch it. Like, I'm currently watching Only Murders in the Building season 5 with Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin, which I've been watching since season 1. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it. It's really good. And that only comes on Hulu, so I have Hulu to watch that. But I'm an old school TV watcher. I like the feeling of watching a show and then having to wait a week to know what happens. Does anyone remember old school Pretty Little Liars? Pretty Little Liars was an event. It literally changed the landscape of what it meant to watch TV and then utilize social media. Like, was the plot not plotting? Was the math not math sometimes on PL? Yes, it was. Like, I don't know who was doing it. Marlene, I don't know what y'all was over there doing in that writing room, but girl, some of that stuff has not aged well. But the fact of the matter is, it was still appointment television. Like Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. These were all appointment TV shows. And now I feel like we don't appreciate things as we once did because everything's at our fingertips. Everything's at our disposal. When you had to actually wait and you had to actually get with people to discuss for a week, it was great. I mean, now, obviously, we have social media. You can still connect with a larger audience of people to talk about shows. But I miss that feeling of having to wait for a show. And I hope that we don't lose that. While I also love, which I feel like something has, let it slow it down now, going to the movies. I am still somebody that enjoys a cinematic experience. Now, are movie prices outrageous? Yes. Should they be abolished? Yes, movie prices should be abolished. Not obviously the movie should be completely free, but I mean like the extreme. There is no reason why I should spend $30 to $40 to see a movie that includes popcorn and drink. If I want to spend $30 or $40 on something, I could have went and got a real meal and watched a movie at my house for free. But I love the smell of the popcorn. I keep going back to, I love seeing people have a good time. And when it's like a big blockbuster, like I went to see Fantastic Four, I went to go see Superman, and I'm not even like a big superhero person like that, but big movies like that. I remember when the Dragon Ball Super movies and Dragon Ball Z movies came out, and I went to go see all of them. Battle of the Gods, Resurrection of Elf, Super Broly, Superhero. I saw all four of them on opening night. And just to see anime fans, which anime fans are a breed all their own, getting to see anime fans coming there to watch a movie like that and everyone be so invested, whether it be costume. Remember Barbie? The Barbie movie, Barbieheimer, all that stuff? Baby, when I tell you people was dressed out in their pink, that was an experience. I love that. I love seeing people have a good time. And I love that we have not lost the art of going to the movie. When I was a child, going to the movies was one of my greatest joys. And I don't want to lose that. When you have things in life that are near and dear to you, don't lose that. Don't let the hustle and bustle and the toxicity and the coldness of life cause you to disconnect and lose the essence of who you are and what brings you joy. And one of the things that brings me joy is going to the movies. And something else that brings me joy, which in a sick kind of way, true crime. I am a true crime junkie. I feel like it's the psychology student in me because I like to know how the human psyche works. I like to know what drives people to do the things they do. So I'm always watching Dateline. I probably watch Dateline every day. I watch Dateline, 48 Hours, Mean Girl Murder, Snapped, Old School Snap, not New Snap, because I don't know why y'all got rid of Miss Nasal, the girl that announcer, Miss Sharon Martin. I don't know why y'all got rid of her. Bring back our queen. Bring her back. Bring her home. Nobody told you to mess with that. And one thing I really love about true crime is it's very odd to say I love because usually these crimes involve people dying. But what I mean, I love seeing people come together for justice, for a greater cause, which is getting justice for people who've lost their lives. And I would hope that through sharing these stories, we could be smarter and hopefully avoid some of these traumatic, because some of these stories are so awful. And it also sheds a very dark light on just how wicked the world can be. And that's why I emphasize we have to sometimes not block out the noise, but obviously be vigilant. But make sure we are also finding joy. And true crime brings me joy. I sometimes go to sleep to it. And I know that may be a little sick, but I do. It plays in the background. And I go to sleep. So, am I a psycho? Maybe. Who knows? But I love Dateline because I just love, hearing the different stories. And, it's almost like, while I know it's real people, it's almost like a mystery of trying to figure out who it is. And it also shines like a very sad light on the fact that our justice system is not where it needs to be. And you can learn a lot about Dateline. I feel like you can see yourselves in these stories. And I know for me, it makes me more empathetic. It really helps me put myself in those people's shoes. And a lot of times during these stories, we hear people say, "Oh, that doesn't happen here," or "How could it happen to us?" And honestly, anything can happen anywhere. And so it really we just need to continue to be our best selves, be vigilant. Some things just happen. You can be as safe and planned as you want to, And sometimes awful things happen, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it. But I do know through watching these shows, it has made me a more vigilant person. Especially because I do like to travel, I do like to go out to restaurants and concerts and things like that. So it's made me more aware of my surroundings and not trying to just put myself in situations or just to be vigilant of other people. If you see something, scream, help, do something. Girl, we need to save somebody, because we are each other's business. Word to Amanda Seals. And so I love me some true crime. Now, I'm definitely not one of them people, because some of y'all be thinking y'all watch a couple hours of true crime and study you detective. I'm not one of them. I'm not sitting up here watching Grey's Anatomy thinking I'm a surgeon. I'm not watching How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal and thinking I'm a lawyer. I'm not an armchair detective. I watch true crime, and I follow crimes and follow these things, but I'm not sitting up here trying to solve mysteries. Sometimes that does help. Sometimes we see things that the police don't see, and it does work out in favor. But also, we need to slow our roll sometimes with that. So, what else do I love? Let's see, back to the list. On that note, about when I said it help me with my empathy, I love expanding my mind. I love learning about things and people. When you are in this life, it is very easy to get caught up in your own bubble, to get trapped in your own bubble, to get trapped in your own point of view, and sometimes you become stagnant because you're only concerned with your own wants, needs, and ideals. And for me, I am constantly evolving. I am constantly learning. And the best way to learn is through other people, listening more than you speak. And so when I say I love expanding my mind, there is nothing better to me than changing my mind about something. When I have gained new information, I have grown, I have elevated. That's why you could never clock me by saying, did you say this, baby? Yes, I did. And now I'm saying this because I have expanded my mind. I have elevated. I am no longer where I was. I am over here. And maybe you should try sometime. Instead of trying to dig through the archives and find out what somebody used to say, why don't you look and see how they got from point A to point B and maybe join on the growth? Have you thought about that? Ponder that, and we'll be right back to fly this plane home with another great episode of Let Me Tell You Something. I'm back. So, like I said, I love to expand my mind. I love to hear different perspectives. Now, there are some perspectives that are trash. Like, again, given what's going on this past week, which if you know, you know, and by the time this comes out, it may be old news, but maybe it won't be. I don't know. Baby, some of y'all opinions are trash. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not going into that, but yeah, some of y'all, I pray for the people that have to be in direct contact with some of y'all. And growth is a beautiful thing. Hallelujah. Yes, amen. Okay, next stop. So yes, growth, expanding your mind, perspective. Love that. You know what else I love? Swimming. To take a hard left turn. I love to swim. Baby, I feel like I was a fish in a past life, or a mermaid, if mermaids are real, or a dolphin. I don't know. I love to swim. I love to be in somebody's water. Whether it be, now I don't do the ocean because I'm not trying to be swept away, so I'm not trying to do that. But I love a pool. I'm not really a lake person because lake's dirty. Don't really like lakes. So I'm a pool boy. Love to be in the pool. Love to swim. Love to get my life splashed around because contrary to popular belief, black people can't swim. My daddy taught me. My dad was in the army, and they taught him how to swim. He taught me, taught my nephew. So we are a swimming family. My mom can't swim, but there's neither here nor there. So yeah, I love to swim. I love to be in somebody's pool, like I said. What else do I love? Let's see. I love this. Let's see. Good conversation. I feel like anytime I'm making these videos or we're doing this podcast, we're having a conversation. We're 3 seasons into this point. We're homies. I love having conversation, whether it be stimulating, deep conversation, or whether it be kiki and mess. And you know what? I'm here to tell you, I love some mess. Now, I know some people be like, oh, you shouldn't gossip. No, you shouldn't. But I love some mess. I love mess, chaos, and confusion. I do. And I'm not even going to make no apologies for it. Now, within reason. Now, obviously, nothing life-shattering, earth-shattering, starting unnecessary rumors and all that kind of stuff. But I let kiki a little mess. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a little mess. Now, I'm not messy, but I like a little mess. So ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. We ain't trying to ruin nobody's life. We're not trying to, you know, do nothing serious, you know. Like Housewives, you know, back when Housewives used to be about little fun shade and cute stuff, you know, like that. And now, you know, we ain't trying to, well, they are trying to ruin someone's reputation and ruin someone's life. You know, we're not on that kind of vibe. You know, we're like a little mess, a little kiki, a little haha, a little something. But then, you know, when like Wendy Williams, you know, you love mess. And then when the mess comes home to, you know, everyone's like, can you really ask for grace because you was all in the mess? You know, that's, I don't know. But, you know, I love a little mess in moderation. Mess in moderation. I should trademark that. Yeah, I love a little mess. I love a good conversation. I am a conversationalist. I love to yap, which is why I have a podcast. Now, I bet you're wondering what my number one favorite thing on my list is. Well, if you listen to Deldrian's Foodie Phase, which I love how I've been just plugging old episodes, why are you not listening to the previous episodes? So let me tell you something. Season 1 and 2 available now. Season 3, we're in it right now. Follow on YouTube, all that. I love Chili's. Chili's, if you come across this, hook a brother up. Give me a sponsorship. Make me a brand ambassador. Chili's baby back ribs, 3 for me. Margarita of the month, drink of the month. What, baby, hook me up. I love Chili's. This is a Chili's Stan account. I have no choice but to stand. This is a Chili's podcast. I love Chili's. And why do I love Chili's? Well, for one, the food is delicious. It's affordable. If you're going to Chili's, and if you haven't, you should go. Check out their quesadillas. They're 3 for me. Oh, look, we have a guest. Well, there's a lot going on. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I love Chili's before we were rudely interrupted by my special guest. Hey, girl. Yes, Chili's is great. There's the quesadillas. There's the Big Mouth bites. I haven't had the fajitas, but, you know, every time I see a fajita come out sizzling, I'm like, damn, I should have got that. And then I never do. But there is the crispy chitters, the crispy, what are they called? The crispy, not critters, because that's Texas Roadhouse. The chicken crispers, there we go. The chicken crispers, I love those. I am a chicken tender connoisseur, which, you know, not all chicken tenders are made the same. But Chili's is just, again, I love seeing people have fun. And ain't no better feeling than a packed Chili's. I remember there was a little, I went to Chili's Sunday, actually. There was a little boy. He couldn't have been like maybe 5, 6 years old, dressed so cute. And he was saying Chili's in like the sweetest little voice. And it brought me no greater joy to see a child that young, eyes light up by being in a Chili's. So Chili's, again, hook a brother up. I promise you, I'm giving you all, the amount of people that I have put on to Chili's. I should have a brand partnership. If you want to sponsor this podcast, if you want to slide in the DMs, you know what the DMs are. It's all on the information. Please hook me up. You won't regret it. And you won't regret tuning into this episode of Let Me Tell You Something. This has been Deldrian's Favorite Things. You know, I know it's kind of been a little different tone of the last 2 episodes, but, you know, we needed a little light, a little fun, a little mess, a little kiki, a little chaos, if you will. Because life is chaotic enough. And this piece of hair is pissing me off. But it's okay. It's okay. I love y'all. And we're going to continue to grow this platform. If you don't take anything else from this episode, take this. Find your bliss. Find your favorite things. Find what brings you joy. And embrace them and share them with other people. Because we are each other's business. We are a community. We are the human race. And we deserve joy and love and peace and all the good things in life. Life is stressful enough. So find your favorite things. Share them with me. I would love to hear them. Until next time, this has been, let me tell you something. I am Deldrian Autry. See ya. Bye.